Hi everybody. Today we're going to see how I draw grind. Alright, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself. Don't worry if you can't see this, but I just need to get everything down real quick. But here's going to be the crazy part, is I'm going to try something really different. I'm going to go for a Jumpman pose. Because it's Air Jordans, right? I mean, we kind of have to. So we'll see how this comes out. It could go completely wrong, but you know what? I'm going to try. That's the fun thing about this, is we get to do whatever we want. So I'm just going to try this and see what happens. And who knows? Maybe I'll be restarting this video and doing something else. But I'm not going to do 100% Air Jordan. I'm going to just try to think of a good jump pose and go with that. I'm not going to have him, completely spread eagle Jumpman pose, because A, I don't want to get sued, and B, it's Fortnite, not Air Jordans. But since that's what he's wearing, that's what I'm going to be basing this on. Okay, so I'm just gonna refine a few things here. Like I have to figure out how to draw all the detail at different angles, because this pose does not exist in Fortnite. So I'm kind of making it up and 100%. Trying to make it work on my own, Okay, I think that's good for the legs. I'm trying to get the spread of him jumping across and make it look good, because I am at least going to let's see, if the knee's right there, I am at least going to try to give him like a jump leg, like he's jumping out, because I kind of want to do the Air Jordans from the side, Again, that's what this is promoting, so I'm trying to do that as much as possible, right? Like that. I think that's gonna work. I think I'm good with that pose. But I got to draw it right. See, here's the other trick, because I have to try to figure out how to draw Air Jordans. I think that'll work. Let's see. And then the swoop down is like that, but I'll take care of the rest with coloring. So something like that. Yeah, I think that'll work. Then I'll just draw his ankle like this. His little sock thing, his little ripped and torn leggings underneath his shorts. Yeah, that's gonna work just like that. Okay, so uh-oh, I lost my picture. I'm looking at a picture on my tablet. So that's the other reason, is I'm looking at a picture and I have to figure out how to make this pose out of my head, knowing anatomy and knowing the way material bends, that's what practice is. I like this. This came out really well. Okay, so now let's think of something for his. See, he's got to have his arms. I kind of want to do like the Air Jordan, like the arms too, like the jump, but I don't want to go too crazy. I don't want it sticking straight up, because it's going to go off the page. And to do that, I'd have to make them a lot smaller. And I don't want it small. It's already pretty small. So I'm trying to find a good position for everything else. And still get all the detail in, Like, what is all that? Oh, I see. He's got a... Okay, so his neck comes down here like this, and he's got a chain kind of flying off, right? Okay, so then I'm going to put his collar right there, and do his head right here, and a lot of the head I'm going to do with color, but because of the mask that's on him. But some of it I'm not, like I kind of have to draw the detail in the mask, like the eyes at least. See, the nose I want to do. No mouth, I want to do that with color. And let's see, then I gotta draw his headband. His head kind of sticks out, kind of bulbs around his headband like that. And then his tendril locks, not exactly dreadlocks. I don't know what they're supposed to be, but I guess there's some kind of, like I said, tendril locks. And I'm just going to draw in something like that. And sorry if this sketch is taking a little bit, but I'm trying to, get it right and get the detail in there, because it's a little bit different, and again, I'm putting him in a different pose, so some of it's kind of getting lost. Okay, so there's the poofs of his jacket, like that. Alright, let's do this one over here. So I'm going to do this one kind of up a little bit because of the way it's going around him. Let's see, there's his belt. And then just his shirt, no big deal. He does have a chain, and we're going to kind of fly that up a little bit because he's in the air. Okay, let's see, more poofs of his jacket, like that. And so now I got to try to draw his arms. And so again, I think I'm just going to do like flying out, Let's see if I do like that. Yeah, I think that'll work. Let's see, he's got a bracelet on. So he's a basketball guy with a heavy metal bracelet and a vest. Oh my god, now let's see, this is going to be tricky. All that detail in that arm is going to be tricky because I don't know what it looks like on the underside here. I just got to try to make this work. Okay, so let me finish drawing his hands real fast. And I'm just going to base his fingers off my quick sketch. I think that'll work. Let's see. How am I going to do this? Let's see. Where does it connect? That's the hard part. I wish I had a better picture. Let me flip through pictures real fast and see if I could see the inside of his arm. Not really. But I know there's going to be a line there. And I know it's going to be kind of like musculature. Something like that. There you go. I can get away with this. There. Something like that. Pretty simple. That's about the best I can do. Especially if I can't see the picture. Okay, so let's try to do the other one. Let's do the other one kind of same thing. Kind of floating back Air Jordan style, Like he's jumping through the air, but not. Let's see. So the other arm. Like this. And I'm refining as I go because I'm obviously not 100% on this side either. I'm just going to kind of make up that little ribbed musculature on his other hand. Let's see, how is the Air Jordan? Is it just down? Yeah, let's just do that. Let's just do down because he's just flying through the air, and the basketball hand is the one that's supposed to be really really doing all the work, right? Okay. Something like that. All right. Okay, I think I'm done. I need to get away from this and start inking. So I'm going to switch over to Sharpies, and I'm going to use a fine point Sharpie and a Sharpie pen. You're welcome to use pencil if you'd like, but just follow along. Let's have some fun. So I'm going to do the eyes with a Sharpie pen first because I can control the width of the lines much easier with this tiny pen. So you know what? Let me find a close-up picture of his face just to make sure I'm doing it right. And so I'm going to draw the eyes. Like, ooh, this is the wrong Sharpie pen. This one's super thick. For some reason, this is a Sharpie pen and so is this, but this one is a lot thinner than the other one. So I gotta try to make up for that. Okay, all right, that'll work. So there's that. And I'm gonna do the squareness of the eyes, something like that. Just that, you know, that squarish detail, you know. And I'm going to go ahead and do a couple of the lines in his face, but not all of them, like that skull-looking mask thing. I'm not going to do that because I think that should be color. Okay, so I'm going to do the bottom of his chin, like right about there. So I'll go ahead and wrap it up and bring it to the edge of his face. Same thing over here. I'm going to connect to that side over here, and I stopped there because that's where his dreadlocky tendrils are. And let's go ahead and do a couple of lines, real thin lines like that. It kind of looks like a hockey mask. That's what's really funny. That's what I always thought about this when I saw it. It's like, wow, the Air Jordan guy is wearing a hockey mask. But hey, you know, if that works for them, it works for them. So let's draw his headband to give us some lines, like start-stop lines. I'm going to thicken it up just a little bit. And I'll go ahead and draw the sides, bring it across, do something like that. It's kind of a line like that. Okay, and so now, before I switch over to the big Sharpie pen, I'm going to use this still for a couple of the tendrils, the dreadlocks, whatever you want to call them, just to control it much easier because they have fine lines and little metal ends, something like that. See, there's a couple, I don't know if we can do this, there's a couple of like little I guess rings around some of his hair things, I guess, I don't know. So I'm just going to kind of allow for those. Something like that. Then do that line across for the little metal part. And I'm going to draw another one down here like this just to give it some more features because it's kind of floating with just nothing right there. I'm going to do this one too. So this one I'm going to give it a small bump for the ring that's on it. Just a tiny one. It's almost even unnoticeable. But it helps when I do that. It kind of stands out a little bit, right? Okay, I'm going to do another one down here like this. Thicken it up just because we're about to switch over to the Sharpie and the ends would look better if the outside would look better if it's matching with the big fat Sharpie. So let's see, is that going on? Is that a hat all the way around him? Is he wearing a hat? He is wearing a hat. Aha, I see now. I see, it's not a headband, it's a hat. Ooh, no wonder. That's why it kind of flares out like that a little bit. Just a hair. I see. Okay, so now we're going to go around to the top of his head, give it kind of a point for the hat. And that is the bottom of the hat is what that is. I see. Kind of, he's got a... Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, so I think that's good. No, let's do the little tag real fast. Tag, necklace, whatever he's wearing. Just because, again, I want to be able to control it a little bit more with this fat Sharpie. And it's a chain, but it's almost impossible to draw a chain that tiny for what we're doing. So I'm just going to kind of do something like this. And that'll work, you know. That's his neck right there. his shirt. Draw the other part of the chain, kind of doing something like that because it's flying. So I don't want it just laying on his head. I want it kind of flippity flops, you know, something like that. Okay, I think that's good for now. I'm going to switch back over to the big fat Sharpie now and do the rest. Okay, so he's got a big pop collar, but it's kind of, because of the way your muscles move, his shoulder's up, so it's raising everything else up too. So, and also have his shoulders high, one higher than the other. So his collar is going to be like this, a little higher, like that, down to his jacket like this. Okay, that's the front of his collar versus back behind. So I'm kind of having a little fun with where it goes. Okay, so I drew the zipper, and now I'm going to draw the rest of the jacket up like this. Connect it back there like that. Okay, so now I can draw the jacket. So let's go ahead and do that. So he's got like a few lines in it, but I'm not too worried about that. It's the outer edge that I'm worried about. So he's got bumps, so I'm following the sketch that I did that's got the bumps of the jacket. Ribs, I guess. That's the best way to say it. Just the style of the coat. Okay, so let's do the other side here too. And it's got a zipper on the side, but again, some of that detail is too tiny that we can't do that. So I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to worry about the ribs of the jacket, just to give it that look that it has. And let's go ahead and just ink him in. Let's do that. So let's see, he's got that part there, this connects like that part there, that connected to that, and let's do just basically where these bumps were. I'm just gonna go all the way across with the tiny Sharpie, like that. Okay, so now let's do his arms, and I'm gonna basically do the outline and then come back with the fine detail for the muscles, but I may be wrong, you know, this is my drawing, and I'm just gonna do it the way I want. So there's his shoulder to the bicep, to the forearm, down to the wrist bracelet, I guess. He's got like little studs on it, so we'll go ahead and do a few of those. Something like that. Then we can draw the other side. And now let's do this other part of his arm. So his bicep to the elbow, forearm to the wrist. And his hand is just going to be going down like this. Follow his thumb, bring it back up to the inside triangle part, down to the first finger, and bring it to the point, and everything else is back behind that, so you kind of don't have to draw everything else. You just disappear into the other finger, like that. Alright. Okay, so that hand's done. Let's do this one over here, and we're going to do the exact same thing, just go across. And there's the shoulder into the bicep, into the forearm, to the wrist bracelet. Same thing, let's just draw a couple of studs. Draw the outer edge. Then we're going to let's go backwards. Let's do the forearm to the elbow, like that. A little bit of a dip for the bicep. And then connect it to the jacket. So now we're just going to draw the hand up. So we're going to follow the sketch that we did, or I did. So I'm going to do my thumb like this to the inside of the hand. There's the outside of the hand, just to make sure, yeah, that looks right. And I'm going to draw the finger up here like this. I'm just following my sketch. That's why I can just go basically connect the dots, you know, just draw it like that. Draw the other pinky out like that, the other pinky. Okay, and that's good for that. So there are, again, like some strange muscular things, musculature. I'm having trouble with that word. That is just hard to draw without knowing exactly what it is. So I'm just kind of making this up. I'm just kind of doing like his, what would be on his inside of his muscles. Like the little tech that's on there, you know? And again, I'm just kind of following muscles is basically what I'm doing. It's like, okay, there'd be a muscle here, here. This one would go across like that. And this one's going to have your forearm muscle like this. Just open right there too. And basically that's all I can really do is just follow what muscles would be, you know? And that's good. We'll play around with color with the rest. Okay, so now we're just going to draw his legs and pants, and remember they're all kind of bunged up because they're spread out, so we're going to have some fun with some folds. So his shirt's going to come down here to his belt, close his pants off like that, and then his belt is pretty much closed off. Let's see, let me find that picture. Where was I? There we go. With just solids. There's not much to the belt. Let's see, and then his clasp is like that. He's got a chain, so what I'm going to do is, with my finer Sharpie, just kind of throw something out there like this. And that way I can kind of do something like that. Just acknowledge that something's there, you know, flying through the air. Okay, so I'm going to finish off the rest of his belt like that. So I'm going to draw his pants. Let's see, I'm going to do some creases and folds real fast, because just to give me an idea of where I'm going to go with this, because he's got something like that. That ought to work. Okay, that ought to work. So I'm going to draw his side of his leg like this, flare it out a bit. He's got a pocket. That's why I stopped right there. Or not a pocket, like a, yeah, like a little, yeah, I guess a pocket. You know, it's just on the side right there. So I flared out his pants just a bit. Bring it in. Flare him out again just a little bit. Bring it like that. And that's why I did that, just to kind of give me an idea of how folded should they be, you know. Do it back here to this side. Flare it just a touch. Same thing down. Like that. Okay. Same thing, he's got a pack over here. Little cargo pants pack is basically what it is. And he's got something hanging off the pants, some kind of little latch. Something like that. Okay, so now let's just go ahead and draw the rest of his legs. And he's got leggings and leggings and leggings. So the first one has bandages around it, and it looks kind of ripped at the bottom, like this. So basically, I'm going to do it over here so you see what I was doing. There's bandages, and then it kind of goes like this. Okay, and I did that for the bandages. And so this one is rounded more than this one's going straight across, because this is the top view. This is kind of like, one leg is like that, the other leg is bent like that, just a little bit right there. So that's why I kind of did that. I don't know, maybe this doesn't even make sense. Maybe I'm explaining it for no reason. So let's go ahead and just do some bandages like that. So same thing, I'm going to put a couple of bandages over here. Something like that. Okay? So now I'm going to draw his legs down to his ankles. There's the top of his shoe like that. The same thing. The leg down to his ankle. And again, he's got another what do you call it? Legging. So he's got 1, 2, 3, and then shorts. So he's got a lot. He's cold. Okay, so here's the big trick. How do I draw Jordans? So the top view is going to be pretty easy, because it's pretty much just that. This is the top view of a shoe, you know? And that's almost it. Do I draw the laces or not? Because again, the Nike swoosh is really what it's about. Yeah, I'm going to leave that alone. The laces I'll do in color. I'm not going to worry about that. It's the Nike that I want to really try to capture here, you know? So, let's see. Let me try to see if I can do this. So it's going to come down, out, and down. This one's going to come down like this. And again, I don't want to do anything else to it, because I want color to take care of that. But I will do the swoosh. The swoosh is very important, right? Is it swoosh or is it swoop? I think it's swoosh. Okay, I'm going to stop there, let color take care of the rest, and hopefully I can impress you that way. So that is grind. So here is my colored version. You could do it however you like. I just thought I'd show you how I decided to color it. If you'd like to color it like this, you can always pause the video here and use the coloring techniques that I used, or you can just make it your own. Remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures of how I draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button to be updated about each new video.